Most men believe that dominance means being louder, tougher, and more aggressive. They think that women will respect them if they impress, provide, or assert themselves. They are mistaken. In the modern world, true strength does not shout, chase, or require permission to exist. The most powerful man is not the one who controls others. It is the one who does not need validation, approval, or love. He is not tested by silence or punished by guilt. He does not break under pressure and does not change to keep a woman's interest. Because in relationships, weak men are used. They are led, manipulated, and replaced. Not because women are cruel, but because nature tests the soft and rewards the strong. So this video is not about manipulation. It is about how to become a man who cannot be bent. If you are tired of excessive generosity, of being chosen and then discarded, of not knowing your place, watch this until the end, because I am going to show you 5 Machiavellian rules for emotional and relational dominance, the kind that works whether you are single, dating, married, or starting from scratch, the kind that makes women feel something about a man they respect. Let's begin. The first rule is to speak less and observe more. Power belongs to the man who does not react. Most men lose authority not because they speak, but because they speak too soon. They defend themselves too quickly, explain too much, and respond without thinking. And every time they do this, they reveal something dangerous: emotional dependence. Machiavelli clearly warned us. A prince must learn to avoid hatred or contempt, and nothing makes a man more contemptible than inconsistency. In other words, reactivity is weakness. The man who flinches first loses the game. Let's apply this to your personal life. A woman gives you the silent treatment after an argument. Most men panic. They send long messages and call twice. They apologize for things they did not do. They think they are saving the relationship. But in reality, they are giving in. She has tested your resilience. You have shown her that you do not have it. Now let's step outside of relationships. You are in a meeting, and a colleague interrupts you. You raise your voice, trying to speak louder. This is the wrong move. The Machiavellian approach is to let the silence grow. Make them uncomfortable with your stillness. Then speak your words slowly, clearly, and with intention. Powerful men do not compete for attention. They attract it through contrast. Machiavelli also wrote, "He who builds on people builds on mud." If you rely on others' reactions to feel and control, especially women, your foundation will always crumble. Here is the exact solution you can use today. The next time a woman pulls away emotionally, do not fill the silence. Do not chase after the energy. Hold your ground. Observe. Let her ask herself what you think. Then call, and only then ask and speak calmly and briefly, in one sentence, without pleading, without paragraphs. Because a man who remains silent under pressure becomes someone no one can predict, and a man who cannot be predicted cannot be controlled. The second rule: control the situation, or you will find yourself trapped within her framework. People, especially women, do not respond to facts. They react to the story they have already created in their minds. And once that story is established, even your best actions will be misinterpreted. Machiavelli taught that people primarily judge by appearances, not by reality. Everyone has eyes, but only a few possess insight. He was not cynical, He was honest. Perception is power, and if you do not shape it, someone else will do it for you, often to your detriment. Let's apply this to relationships. You keep giving, adapting, proving your worth, hoping she will finally see your merit. But here is the problem. She has already decided that you are trying too hard. And once you are perceived as needy, even confidence appears as compensation, and even generosity seems like a fault. Now flip the situation. You speak less, move slower, talk only when necessary, and leave when it is not. Suddenly, she begins to attribute qualities to herself that you never claimed. Mystery, resilience, high value. Why? Because you controlled the situation before trying to influence the outcome. In everyday life, this also manifests. Two men enter a room. One is silent, well-dressed, and calm. He observes more than he speaks. People feel his presence. They assume status. The other tries to impress. He talks too much. He explains before being asked. And even if he has more skills, he is perceived as insecure. The same facts, different frameworks. Machiavelli would say that everyone sees how you appear. Only a few know how you truly are. So the game is not about being fake, but about strategically revealing yourself. Here is the precise step to change the situation today. Stop chasing admiration. Stop forcing proof. Instead, show up with purpose. Speak with intention. Step back when needed, allowing her to fill in the gaps with imagination, not information. Because a man who does not seek to be noticed often becomes unforgettable. And in a world ruled by perception, that is how you win without unnecessary noise. The third rule: appeal to her mind before winning her heart. Attraction begins in the mind. If she does not respect your clarity of thought, she will never remain loyal to your emotional investment. Most men try to win women over with excessive emotionality. They shower her with compliments, affection, and long messages. But forget one thing. Her belief system shapes her attraction, not your efforts. Machiavelli would never waste time trying to charm someone who has already made a decision. He believed in something deeper. The first method of assessing a ruler's intelligence is to look at their surroundings. Who surrounds you, or whom do you choose as partners? It reflects your judgment, and this includes the beliefs you tolerate. Now let's make this real. In relationships, you constantly message her. You send gifts. You try to prove that you are not like the others. But you never stop to ask, what does she really believe about men? Does she see men as weak, replaceable, dangerous? Does she want love or just attention? If deep down she is convinced that men always disappoint, no amount of messages or gestures will change that. She will appreciate your effort, but she will still leave. Not due to a lack of emotions, but because of a lack of strategy in everyday life. Imagine you are at a family dinner trying to convince your cousin that your business idea makes sense, but he already thinks you are not serious enough. You show him data and plans, but nothing changes. Why? Because people are not driven by truth, but by their beliefs. Machiavelli understood this well. He said that people are so simple, obedient, and in need that a deceiver will always find someone willing to be deceived. But this deception starts in the mind. The game is not played on the surface, but in perception. Rule 4. Look behind her mask. Without triggering a defensive reaction, every woman wears a mask. Sometimes it looks like confidence, sometimes like sarcasm, independence, coldness, or control. But beneath it often lies a need for recognition, a fear of rejection, or an old wound she does not want to show. If you react to the mask, you will lose, arguing with her attitude instead of understanding her fear. You will defend yourself against her silence instead of deciphering her expectations. But if you look behind the mask, you will not only win the moment, you will gain an advantage quietly, calmly, without conflict. Machiavelli saw this in every court, every kingdom, in every circle of power. He wrote that there is double pleasure in deceiving a deceiver, not to harm, but to gain understanding without showing your cards. Let's break this down. In relationships, she says, do what you want. And you do. Then she becomes cold, distant, dismissive. This is not a reflection of her soul, but a disguise of detachment. She does not want to appear needy, but deep down it affects her. The average man either gets irritated or starts to justify himself. But the strategic man does not react. He does not attack. He mirrors. He responds with calm understanding, not confrontation. He observes how the mask falls away when the pressure disappears. In everyday life, you are in a store, and she seems cold, almost rude. Instead of responding in kind, you smile, slow down, and ask if she had a tough day. Suddenly, she softens, the mask falls away, because her behavior had nothing to do with you. Just as the attitudes of many women are not about you, but about their inner battles. The same applies in family situations. An uncle criticizes your career in front of everyone. Later, you learn that he was fired, but he told no one. His pride was a cover for his insecurity, and if you had reacted defensively, you would have missed the truth. This is the move that distinguishes pawns from players. Do not try to fix or fight against pride. Reflect it back. Let her feel seen. Let her feel exposed. Ask calm, subtle questions. Offer emotional safety. Do not try to solve her issues. Then observe. If her pride fades and softness appears, it means she is genuine. If the mask remains in place, step back. Quietly, completely. A man who can see through the armor and remains confident becomes attractive, not only to women, but to any society he enters. Rule 5. Become a mystery that she cannot unravel. Once a woman fully understands you, she begins to control you. Why? Because predictability gives her a sense of security, but it does not attract her. Mystery evokes deeper feelings in her: anticipation, intrigue, respect. Machiavelli never wrote about dating, but his lessons apply perfectly. He warned that people primarily judge based on what they see, but they feel based on what they experience. Everyone sees how you appear, but few know who you truly are. The translation: allow people to see enough for them to believe, but never show so much that they can control you in relationships. If she always knows how you will react, you have already lost the tension. You are always the first to send a message. You always explain how you feel. You always give her access to your thoughts, reactions, and time. At first, she likes it. Then she gets used to it. Eventually, she becomes bored, because there is nothing left in you that needs to be earned. But a man who moves with purpose, who does not reveal all his cards, keeps her in emotional tension, not through coldness or childish games, but through his composure, depth, and impenetrability. In everyday life, you find yourself in a meeting. Everyone talks about their achievements, plans, and opinions. You listen more than you speak. You remain calm. People notice you. Not because you are loud, but because your silence makes them think. Who is this person? This curiosity becomes your aura. The same goes for work. You do not announce every task. You do not defend every idea. You let the results speak for themselves. And since no one can fully predict your next moves, they respect your presence. This is the precise transition that creates aura magnetism. Stop revealing everything. Start saying less than you know. Start showing less than you feel. Begin to move less than you are capable of. Because when a man becomes predictable, he becomes manageable. But when he moves like a mystery, calmly and powerfully, he becomes unforgettable. And this is the essence of masculine dominance. If you have reached this point, you have already done what most men avoid. You have looked in the mirror. You have stepped away from comfort and turned towards the truth. In a world that teaches men to earn love by diminishing themselves, apologizing, and accommodating, you have chosen something rare: unconditional self-respect. Most men live on emotional autopilot. They chase recognition, and then they resent the women who control them. They confuse intensity with closeness, chaos with connection, and obedience with love. But you are building something different. Not noise, not need, but presence. Deep, steady, undeniable. These Machiavellian rules are not meant to make you colder. They are designed to help you understand, to see through the smiles of manipulation, to protect your soul from others' illusions. After all, honestly, most broken hearts are not from rejection, but from not being accepted. When you live by your own plan, they react. Your silence becomes a strategy, your boundaries unshakable. And love is a choice, not a chain. From this moment on, you do not need to justify yourself. You are perfecting yourself. You are not fighting for proof of your worth. You are becoming a person whose value is evident. You engage in conversation without dominating them. You spark interest without trying to impress. You demonstrate strength, not through volume, but through what you will not tolerate. If you have reached this point, you have already done what many avoid. You have looked in the mirror. You have stepped away from comfort and stepped into the truth. In a world that teaches to earn love by shrinking, apologizing, and pleasing, you have chosen the rare. Self-respect without conditions. Most live on emotional autopilot. They chase recognition and then get angry at the women who control them. They confuse intensity with closeness, chaos with connection, and submission with love. But you are building something different. Not noise, not need, but presence. Deep, steady, undeniable. These rules are not meant to make you colder. They are for clarity, so you can see through manipulation, protecting your soul from others' fantasies. This is how kings are born, not in palaces, but in quiet moments of self-perfection. Keep building. Keep choosing alignment with yourself over approval. Guard your peace like a kingdom, because a person who walks with a clear purpose does not chase. He attracts, and what he attracts respects him. Stay calm, stay strategic, stay confident. And remember, you are not here to be loved in disguise. You are here to be respected for who you truly are. The final message for those who truly want to change their lives, for those who are ready to step away from 99% and play a different game. What I am working on will change how women see you and how you see yourself. This will be happening soon, so stay alert. If this resonates with you, do not keep it to yourself. Write a comment, even just a few words. This will help you remember, and perhaps it will help someone else. If you enjoyed this content, press the button and share it with someone who you think needs it right now. Just trust your instincts. We all strive to be wiser and stronger inside. So let us build minds that will not break.